It's Triller finna be with your boy DJ Lex, and man, I got a superstar in the building, a 504 superstar up in this thing, man. Sub Tweet is in the building. And hold on, let's get more of your head in the shot. Hold on, let me see something. All right, man. So we got Sub Tweet in the building, man. I'm glad to get you on here. We've been fucking with you for a minute over here at Trill FM, man. So for viewers that may not know who you are, just give us a brief description about yourself and what you've been putting down for a minute.
So like you said, man, I go by the name of Sub Tweet Shawn from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Right.
Doing content creating for the past 9 years now. Went to LSU, did a lot of
Okay.
stuff there, did the Get the Gat, a whole bunch of other things like the Dolphin, dance, all that on 2Kids, a bunch of stuff I did, man, for
Right.
the past couple of years. Just started doing the music for real since January, and it's just been
Yeah.
up since.
Yeah, we've been fucking with you probably that long, man. When did you realize you had something? Like, did you always fuck with the music, or you were just kind of, teetering?
I'm a musical person, so all day, every day, I'm listening to music.
Right.
That's just my go-to when I'm stressed out. If I'm in a bad mood or whatever, I'm just
Mm.
a musical person. So since I started doing content creation, just entertainment, everything entertainment wise, I've always just wanted to be a part of it. Cause like my inspirations of people like Jamie Foxx, people who do acting, music, and
Right.
comedy. So
Okay.
that's like my number one person I always like will model everything after,
Yeah.
and I just always just really been into anything entertainment.
Right. Hell yeah. So you started out doing comedy first.
Yeah, I still do my comedy skits here and there, but I've been having to push the music because that's what's really bringing the money in for real.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
When did you kind of make that I or come up with the idea and say, let me go ahead and get this a shot?
this was probably like the end of December. I had went made the song or whatever with Alright Slash because we
Yeah.
actually was supposed to do something for a long time. So when I finally did it, I was even hesitant on even posting the song because I did a video to it, like I
Mm.
set my phone up and danced to it. I'm like, man, these people ain't gonna like this shit. I ain't about to post this. And I sent it
Yeah.
to a couple of my partners, and it was like, I don't know about that one, bro. And I'm like, you know what? I remember seeing a story about I think that was Manny Fresh. I forgot what song that was. He sampled and everybody just was like not fucking with it. And that wound
Wow.
up becoming one of his biggest songs. So I'm like, man, I might just use that model. And sure enough, when I dropped it, it just went
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. 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 So your fan base, are they young? Are they like, young adults?
On my fan base, I just actually looked at it the other day. So
Mm.
majority of my followers is like, it's like two age ranges, like 18 and 24
Okay.
and 25 to like 30. It's like that 30 range, but like it's all like the young adults to the
Right.
adult stage. So
Which platform did you kind of pop off on? Was it like TikTok,
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter?
So yeah, I got my page actually had got deleted, man. Like right when I did the Get the Gas stuff, that was like the peak of Sub Tweet Shawn on Twitter.
Okay.
And when the pandemic hit, I lost my page, a whole bunch of stuff. So when I finally did get my page back, I started posting on it and it just wasn't the same. I was getting like
Mm-hmm.
20 retweets compared to when I used to get 3,000, 4,000. I'm like, man, look, I'm about to keep
Yeah.
posting on this shit. So I went to Instagram, started getting that popping. Then my TikTok, that shit really started going up this year too. I had hit 100K followers on there a few months
God
ago.
damn. Nigga.
So yeah, it been going up ever since, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so the record you got with Teezy, I seen on the cover kind of brought up something about like y'all used to beef or something. I don't know the backstory, so so
Yeah.
help me understand y'all journey and how y'all came back together, man.
So me and him actually, we went to high school together. So,
Okay.
like we always, knew each other, was familiar with each other, whatever you
Mhm.
want to say. And, it was some Instagram stuff, such and
Young
such
nigga
thought they were
shit.
talking. Yeah,
Right.
such and such
Yeah.
thought they was talking about this person, that person. So, when we finally had to address the issue, a deal popped in my head. And this person that sitting next to me could attest to this because he definitely was against it. He was like, "Man, that shit ain't gonna work out like that." I'm like, "Look, I'm telling you, bro, you got to play it right."
Yeah.
So, it was
Yeah.
a whole thing. We was on Instagram Live. Like, all this shit was real. Like, we was
Okay.
actually, going back and forth on Instagram Live. And I hit
Okay.
him when we got off the. I'm like, "Man, look, nigga ain't got no problem with you, bro. We could really make some money out this shit, really go crazy with it."
Right.
And, he was in agreement with it. And shit, we hopped in the studio like that next week,
Right.
dropped the video to that motherfucker, like a little snippet.
Right.
And it was up ever since. We just shot a
He,
video for it like a couple of days ago.
he was doing music first, or how did that go?
Um, he actually been doing music, but like I said, I've been it hasn't been serious music I've been putting out, but I
Right.
always just been doing it because that's how I got my name, Sub Tweet Shawn. You go on my
Okay.
SoundCloud, like it's like the first thing I ever posted.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bounce song, but it
Okay.
was like a parody, like it was a joke, but it
Gotcha.
actually was like fire. Like the shit was on the radio a couple of times in New Orleans, so
Yeah.
that's how I got my name from doing that. It was like 2013, I believe, 14.
Okay. How old were you then?
Man, I was like, hold on, was it 2014? About 15.
Okay, so you've been at this like for a hot little minute, kind of getting your buzz.
Yeah, I was 15. I was 15. And I'm
So okay,
24 right now.
the record started popping early this year. When did you kind of realize you had something? Like, give me that experience.
In January, I was working at this warehouse.
Okay,
I started making decent money, and one day I'm like, man, because I was at the time I was doing some acting shit as well. I was going to acting school in Dallas,
okay,
and I had to keep, taking off to go to the class. And like, my boss started kind of getting on my ass. He like, look, I can't keep covering for you because, they keep asking why you missing so much. And
right,
I'm like, man, look, something got to shake. And I'm like,
mm,
I prayed for a sign that, do I need to quit this job? And one night I had work in the morning. I had to wake up at like 5 in the morning, but I was
yeah,
coming from the show. So I was at a gas station in like La Place. I think it was like 1 in the morning. And with Camaros and shit, you need your key inside your car to start the car up.
right.
So my cousin had my key, and this nigga was like, way the fuck. So when I cut my car off to get gas, I couldn't start my car.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, look, I'm quitting this damn job in the morning, bro. I ain't gonna make it. So I
yeah,
quit that job, and like after that, I'm like, man, this shit gotta work. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So ever since, like that shit just been going up. Like every time I drop a song or whatever, it's
Mm.
just been going crazy after that.
Now, prior to the music, were you doing like meetups and shows or things like that?
Yeah,
Uh,
I was doing stand up comedy.
okay,
I was doing it every once in a while. Because at first I was doing it a lot, and then I kind of stopped doing it, and I would do it
mm.
every once in a while. Uh, Shit, that was really it.
Comedy is a hard like thing to break into. How was those first shows? Those first couple of shows?
My first ever show, I crushed it. Like I still got this shit on video. Like it was a
Come on,
fire show,
nigga. Fresh out the
and
gate.
yeah, fresh
All
out the gate,
right. That's what's
I really
up.
was practicing and shit. I was 15 at the time when I did it. So my second show, very humbling experience because I really wasn't even ready to even do the show. I didn't want to
Yeah.
do it. Didn't even know I was doing the show because somebody was like,
Okay.
"It's a birthday party, just pull up." Now I got there. Dude was like, "Man, get on stage right quick for a quick little 10 minutes." I got up there and I told one joke.
Yeah.
Nobody laughed. Like it was dead
I,
ass silence
I
in
was
there.
waiting for that. All right. So,
It was dead ass silence in there.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I can't. But I still wanted, I was doing a lot of that shit after. It was like, all my shows was definitely, on point.
Right.
So,
So the first show that you performed in the record, what was that like?
my first show, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was when I performed that song.
Or
Cause I
better yet,
started,
the biggest crowd. You in front of the biggest crowd doing music. What was that? What was that like?
okay, so the biggest crowd I performed, all my music, was at Southern.
Okay. Hell yeah.
It was like a festival
Okay.
outside, like the shit looked like Rolling Loud, Coachella or
Okay.
something like. The shit
Fire.
was just amazing. So
Yeah.
that was definitely a fire vibe. That really wasn't even my biggest crowd though, like musically, because I performed at Jazz Fest. I was in high school. I had
Oh shit.
I had took a fucking final exam and went performed at Jazz Fest. So like that was like one of the biggest crowds I performed in front of as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the experience with the crowds and the music, that you definitely connected with your audience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get more comfortable.
What advice would you give like a young aspiring artist that's about to do their first show? You know what I'm saying? How should they prepare for something like that?
Really, I ain't gonna lie. When I performed at that Southern show, I did
Mm-hmm.
some rehearsing.
How you got to
And
do it.
I never thought that I would need to do all that because I'm like, man, look, I do this shit on the fly all the time. And when
Right.
I rehearsed, I saw my show started to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely practice what you're gonna do out there.
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real. Because if you don't, you might end up just looking like a damn fool. You might be trying to think of something to do
Right.
on the spot, and then you just fuck up doing it. And now you a meme forever on the internet.
And that's the
So,
last thing. Hey man, it's so easy to be one of them motherfuckers these days, bro. It's
yeah.
sad. Do you travel with a DJ or do you put your music together and everything for the DJ when you get there? Like you give it to him when you get there? Or do you how do you work that out?
Majority of the time, the DJs be having my music.
Right.
But I put a show file together. I really hate doing that because that should be the longest fucking file ever. Because in
Mm-hmm.
between, I might not want to do all that talking in between the songs, so the DJ got to
Right.
hurry up and speed it up
Yeah.
and get to the. So it'd be a lot of confusion shit going on with the file. But a lot of times the DJs be having my music already.
Yeah. Smartest way to move, travel with a DJ, man. You'll never regret it.
Yeah.
Because y'all know the show better than
Mm-hmm.
this nigga that's up there, you know what I'm saying? No matter who it is, it could be like the dopest professional, but anything can happen, during a live set and shit like that, man. But all right, so tell me where you travel, like the furthest you travel with your music. Where have you, like, places you've been that you thought you'd never perform in?
Shit, I went and performed in LA like a few months ago. This was when I only
Come on.
had like 2 songs out at the time. And I went and performed in LA.
Yeah.
Nice little crowd. I wasn't really expecting much of it, but it
Right.
was just definitely a nice turnout. I was looking
Yeah.
at like my Apple Music stats and shit. I'm like, damn. Saw people playing me way in New York and Seattle, and it's a good amount of people that's listening to this shit.
Right. Majority of your records is bounce?
Yeah, the ones I've been putting out this year are bounce.
Yeah, bounce is
I experiment with different sounds and shit, but this year I've been putting out bounce music.
And nigga, don't fuck up the recipe, man. It got you to the
Thanks.
dance. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit rolling
Yeah.
until the wheels fall off. Because bounce is really like loved all throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about the energy. And I've even heard people like that's not from here talk down on it. Like, man, it's a million songs sound like that. But to us, it's a genre. So it's supposed to sound like that, right? It's supposed to have the Trigger Man and all that shit in it. You know what I mean?
I just wanted it to be respected, man, because you get on TikTok and all that, you hear like the Jersey club mix and
right,
music and all that, and it's like, man, our shit need to be respected because they don't do nothing but sample our shit all day.
Facts.
The bounce and all that. So it's like somebody from New Orleans need to be respected when it come to, putting that sound out there, because that's really been my goal.
Yeah.
To show like our artists in the city, like, man, we need to start experimenting with our sound instead of trying to, sound like somebody from Detroit or, you know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do.
Back in the 90s, New Orleans was like on top of the fucking world with their shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it was y'all shit. And everybody loved it back then. I mean, they still do, but I'm saying it was at a level, bro. Jubilee could have did a show anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah. He was just that nigga at the time. And Bounce was so hot at the time, like nobody could lose with that shit. That's why a lot of, some of your most gangsterous rappers from New Orleans started in the bounce world first and then kind of moved on to a different sound. People don't even know that.
I be having to tell them that. I'm like, man, Soulja Slim, Juvenile, all of them on bounce, man, come on, man.
Yeah. And UNLV kind of, I want to say, they were, to me, UNLV kind of started that gangster shit to me in New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans. You know what I'm saying? That sound that we still hear to this day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still sample their shit. Who were some of your New Orleans heroes growing up?
Man, my dad, that nigga used to like drop me off at school, pick me up from
Mm-hmm.
school, just playing that shit early in the morning.
Yeah,
Like Pimp Daddy, he playing Big Timers, Hot Boys.
right.
Uh, I ain't gonna say as of recent years though, I've like become like a huge Juvenile fan. Like I've been listening to a lot of his shit like
Oh,
over
he
the
the
past
best.
year.
Yeah,
Like really sitting there listening to the album instead of just clicking on songs and shit.
yeah.
So I became like a real big Juvenile fan. Listened to a lot of Soulja Slim over the past couple of years,
Right,
and that's what I do in a lot of my songs. I always pay homage to, like let's say they a rapper from New Orleans had like a famous line or some shit in their songs. I
right.
always throw one of them in one of my songs like all the time.
Yeah. I think I do. I kind of remember you using was it a Soldier Slim line?
Yeah, I was like, I ain't make it like that. That was that
Yeah,
other man. And like it's
absolutely.
just funny.
And it
It had
rolled like
like
a motherfucker with the record. It rolled.
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Who's some artists outside of New Orleans you would like to work with and bring them over to this New Orleans sound?
Shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I always listen to three people, bro. I listen to Drake, of course, he got bounce music.
Right.
Um, I think Brent Fayez, one of my favorite artists right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, who else, man? Who else I listen to? Damn, that's really the only two people I really listen to right now, for real, for real.
No shit.
And Bia. I
Okay.
fuck with
Yeah, she
Bia.
nice. She
Yeah.
nice. What you think about the French Montana record? Have you heard that yet?
I, I like it. That motherfucker
Yeah.
hard.
Who
I
did he?
remixed it and everything.
He fucked with somebody from New Orleans to create that beat, right?
Right. I
Who
think
was
it
it?
was Slash made the beat.
See, that's hard. I love when like, okay, if you're gonna fuck with this shit, go fuck with the niggas that's really doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fire. That's a
Yeah.
fire combination, man. So where do you see yourself for the next? I ain't gonna say a couple of years because you look like you on your way right now. Where do you see yourself next year, nigga?
Shit. I don't, I already told people, I'm like, man, look, I want to start. I ain't gonna say branching off, but I want to start, back mixing everything together how it was, so I
Right,
could be able to be on a big screen and shit like that. Cause that's really my real goal. Like my goal was always to be an actor.
right.
Like that's really what I want to do. But shit, next year, man, I see this shit being talked about everywhere. Like me being a double XL freshman and shit like that. Like
Go for
really,
that shit, nigga. Hell
yeah.
yeah. With the acting, have you put things in place like you got an agent and shit like that?
Nah, but when I was going to my acting, classes and shit,
Mm-hmm.
I've been connected real heavy with my guy, Jason Mitchell.
Okay,
So I've been, doing a lot of stuff with him, over the past few months. Uh, I just been really trying to connect the dots with everything. Everything been falling into place though.
that's what's up, man. If you could give out a message to your fans right now, just anything, what would you tell them right now, man, for getting you to this point?
I really just thank y'all for real, like, for supporting me through every phase I done went through. Because
Right.
it's real easy for people to fall off doing the shit I'm doing, and every year I would kind of reinvent myself or come with some new shit, and it blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank y'all for constantly supporting me and helping me bring that shit to the forefront every single year. Supporting Sub Tweet Shawn, seeing me grow from a kid to a
Yeah.
man. So I appreciate y'all for that, man.
That's what's up, man. I want you to give advice to your younger self that's watching this right now. What you telling yourself, man?
Nigga, keep going. Like, keep, no
Yeah.
matter how this shit look, bro, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Don't stop being Sub Tweet Shawn. Keep being yourself. Cause everybody was calling you lame and shit when you was doing all these videos and
That's
dancing
right.
at parties and
Now you they
dancing on
brother.
camera.
Big
And now
brother.
the whole world is doing TikToks and dancing and shit and all that. So
Yeah.
keep going, bro.
That's what's up, bro. Hell yeah, man. Sub Tweet Shawn in the building. What's the next single, man? What's something that I could play over here and have it as an exclusive, man? I need some new shit.
Shit, I'm about to send you some shit, man. I got like 2, 3 songs right now. I got, in the vote, just waiting to drop. So I could send you some
Okay.
shit, man.
I'm gonna send BK. I'm gonna tell BK to send you my number and all that. That way you can have
All
all
right,
that in
got
the
you.
email. and shit like that. But man, I appreciate you coming in and actually doing this, bro. Real
Appreciate you,
talk.
man. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, bro. That will do it for me. It's Sub Tweet. It's Trill FM the beat. All right, brother.